Good morning. I'm Mary Winters. I'm a gerontologist and the owner of About Senior Solutions, and you are watching Visionary Aging. I have my tea here with me. Maybe you can grab your coffee and hang around with us for a short while. We have a fun show today. We're going to talk about energy to support your day, energy challenge. So we have our very own Melinda Hughes on, who will share some really strategic information for you. And we have Steve McCullough with a caregiver question. And we also have a very special celebration for 100th birthday in New York today. So let's go ahead and get to it. We'll go ahead and ask Steve McCullough for the caregiver question that he got. And let's see if I can find his little person here who introduces him. Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Mary. You look very nice today. Nice color.
Oh, it's a sunny, bright day today, so I thought I'd go for a sunny, bright shirt.
Mission accomplished.
So what kind of a question did we get today? You had to siphon through all those things, and we're kind of theming it today. So
yes, exactly. So our caregiver question today comes from a gentleman. He's the primary caregiver for his parents, and he's feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe a little burnt out, and he's wondering what he could do to get past that, get over that hump, get over that burnout phase.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's caregiver burnout is real. And I think the thing that's really important is you hear put your oxygen mask on first, and all of those things are true. We actually have statistically the well spouse will often have a horrible event or health crisis or pass prior to someone who they're taking care of. So it's really, really important to make sure that you're getting that relief that you need. And finding relief can be individual, but if you're stuck at home with somebody, you still need to take those moments for yourself. Oftentimes people are caregiving for somebody, and it can be very physical as well. But I think just writing a list of the things that are really important to you. I actually have some really neat older tools that I can pull out of my tool belt. If anybody's interested in calling the office, it's 626 359-0108. But I think the most important thing is just to look at the things that you really enjoy doing. What are some of the things that you can do with your loved one there? But what kinds of things can you do apart? I remember having 3 little children under the age of 3, and going out to the market was my most favorite thing in the world at the time. I still actually enjoy going to the market because it was my reprieve from caregiving for 3 little ones. And it's no different caring for an older adult where they really need your attention, and it can be quite overwhelming and very physical. So, take those times to find a caregiver or another loved one who will come and spend an hour at a time just to replenish you. Go out and have a nice meal with someone. Find a way just to turn on the music and dance at home. I think when we sit kind of in a just without much energy, we also seem to lose our energy when we're not taking advantage of moving our bodies also. And I think that's very important. So I hope that helps him, and I hope he gets some support. There's some great caregiver support groups, and now a Zoom too. You're able to kind of get that emotional support that way too. So look into Alzheimer's support groups and other local organizations that may have a support group for you too. Great question. Yeah, really good question. Yeah, so we're going to talk about energy today, but I think we'll go ahead and first talk about Joyce's 100th birthday. So will you come back?
Absolutely.
All right. See you soon.
All right.
And let's see, we have a wonderful birthday today. So let's share about her birthday. This is a fantastic birthday celebration for the one and only Joyce Edith Wagner Weaver, and she's being honored for her birthday out in Pennsauken this Saturday last Saturday afternoon. And she just turned 100. She was part of the Navy. She actually went through the boot camp, the Naval Training School, the Naval Air Technical Training Center, and she was one of our Rosie the River. She worked on the Model 75 airplanes on the Spearman 75 out of Boeing. And, it's kind of interesting too. She was in the military, went through all these things. And when she went to go join the American Legion, they wouldn't let her join because she was a woman. So she started her own American Legion chapter. Good for you. And today she was being honored by several American Legion chapters. So I'm glad that they've changed their thought process and they've included her. And Joyce, I hope you have a fantastic birthday and you enjoy many, many more. So let's go on to our next chapter today, which is Melinda as our guest speaker. So let's see where Melinda is. Hey, Melinda.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we were trying to think of what to come up with today. And I thought, how about a challenge? And we kind of bantered a few things around. You said energy. And I went, wow, that is a great one.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I think going along with the caregiver question, that happens a lot. Even if we're not, most of us are caring for someone in our life, whether it's our family. Sometimes even just caring for yourself can be.
I know, our pets too.
Yeah, can be draining. So, I think it's something that everybody struggles with at some point. And I do think that we have a capacity, an energetic capacity. And when we, keep ourselves going, and we don't allow the body to rest, we're going to burn out. We're going to reach the capacity point that our body has. So there's a couple of things that we can do. We can give ourselves the rest that we need before we get to the point where we're at our capacity. And we can also work to expand our capacity and increase our energy levels. The best way to do this is by increasing the amount of muscle that we have on our body, because our muscle, the strength that your muscle gives, the stronger you are, the more you can do without becoming fatigued, without becoming tired, without losing your energy. And so the weaker the muscles become as we age, and muscle atrophy is a natural part of aging, that's when we start to struggle with our energy levels, because our muscles aren't strong enough to continue to do things the way that we used to do them. So just by strengthening the muscles can give us, give you the energy boost that you're looking for long term.
Oh, that's great.
In the short term, we can work on what I call a resource list. So there are things in our lives that drain our energy. Maybe, the big project that someone's on, or the caretaking of their loved one. And then there's things in our lives that give us energy. And, a passion that you have, a pet is usually on the resource list, or an activity that you really enjoy. And so if you can make a list too of the things that give you energy, just noticing that you feel better, that you feel rested, that you feel excited when you do those things, or pet your dog, you can kind of have that resource list that you can go to when you do feel tapped out, when you do feel like you need a little recharge.
That is a great idea. Okay, so viewers, you're going to write a list of the things that drain your energy. And then number 2, you're going to write a list of the things that improve your energy or support your energy. And I think so that's part of the challenge. And I think we wanted to look at maybe some journaling or some things that way too, huh?
Yeah, I think if you rate each day, um, and maybe even throughout the day, like morning, noon, and night,
Hmm.
um, where your energy levels are. One being you have a ton of energy, and five being, well, maybe five would be a lot of energy. So one maybe being very, very low energy, the five being I have a ton of energy. And then just kind of like notice the trends in your day, notice the trends in your week, notice the trends in the month. And then what I would recommend is when you see that your energy levels are dipping, that you're seeing more, twos and threes, more, than fours and fives, that might be the time to bring in the resource list, to bring in the things that give you
Bring
energy,
it
to give
back.
yourself a break,
Yeah.
before you hit the one.
Sure. And then I think emotional energy is also something to consider in kind of maintaining our physical energy. I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes situations people we go into court and some of these really kind of malicious or very challenging family dynamics, and that energy just drains an individual. So thinking
Mm-hmm.
about who you're spending time with, how you're spending your time, and how you're allowing that person to kind of interfere in your life. My mom is so cute. She used to say when we were having challenges with friends or whatnot when we were kids, she goes, "It's time to weed the friend garden."
That's perfect.
And it's true. Sometimes we have to kind of maybe put people at a distance if
Mm-hmm.
they're a challenge for us and really draining our energy. So just another thing to consider uh,
Yep.
for this challenge.
I
Who
had a,
who gives you energy or not? Who is your good influencer, your poor
yeah.
influencer? Yeah.
And put those good energy people on your resource list. Maybe make a
Yeah.
lunch date, or have a phone call with someone who really supports you in your life and makes you feel better when things are getting a little bit difficult. I had an amazing somatic practitioner, and she works with emotions stuck in the body, and
Mm.
clearing your body of emotions. And she talked about something called titrating. But essentially, if you have two beakers
Mhm.
of liquid, and if you pour one into the other, a big explosion will happen. But titrating is if you put one drop at a time, you can put one entire beaker into the other entire beaker without an explosion.
Mm.
So the idea of titrating is when you have things that drain your energy or things that stress you out, that ends up to, ends up draining your energy. Sometimes titrating those experiences one drop at a time instead of
Sure.
throwing the whole beaker in
Sure.
is a way to deal with things that you have to deal with in your life, that, that you can't avoid doing, but that could cause burnout or could cause
Sure.
the explosion of stress. So I think this is especially important with our caretakers. Make sure that you're titrating. So don't don't overwhelm yourself. Give yourself breaks. Like, don't do everything at once. Space things out. Give yourself some moments for yourself to catch your breath.
Sure. Yeah. Or spend 15 minutes with that person that's really challenging versus an hour. Put that timer
Exactly.
on. Yeah, this is going to be great. I think it'll be really fun. Please, when you respond or join the challenge, let us know what kinds of things have really been effective for you, so everybody can benefit from understanding how you you know what you found to really make it worth it. So
Hmm.
really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's neat. How about some physical things that would be helpful? I think like small weights and maybe resistance bands. Is that something that would
I
be a
think
good thing to help?
Yeah, I think so. Long term, building muscle is going to increase anyone's energy, because the stronger you are, the bigger your capacity is, the larger your capacity is to handle anything, and that includes emotional stress. Is the
Mm-hmm.
stronger we are physically, the more we can, hold on to emotional stress without it having the detrimental effect on our physical body, which we feel as fatigue or burnout or sickness. So increasing your muscle strength in whatever way works for you is going to be huge. And then being aware of how you feel. A lot of times in our society, we're living in our mind. You know, we're thinking about this, we're thinking about what happened in the past, we're thinking about what's going to happen in the future.
Sure.
And we don't really live in our body. So sometimes we don't realize how close we're getting to fatigue or how close we're getting to burnout. So if we can take a bit of time to just come into the body and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Like
Perfect.
take a breath. And do I need a nap? You know, that's something that we can do. Do I need to lay down? Do I need to take the afternoon off with a cup of tea? You know, do I need to slow things down for a second and just put this problem or issue, you know, aside for a minute and just focus on breathing for a second? You know, some of these things, when we just slow our body down, we slow ourselves down and we come into the body,
Yeah.
we can really feel what we need at any given time physically. Do we need a glass of water?
You know, that's true too. Just stopping and just grabbing a glass of water, something simple, taking a step around, kind of observing your surroundings, just doing a little mind and body check. It's
Mm-hmm.
a great idea. Absolutely great idea. So I hope you will get your journals out there and put your list of the things together. One, the things that drain your energy. Two, the things that satisfy and fulfill and build your energy, and the people that build
Mm-hmm.
your energy. And or you can even put that list together. You know, maybe you hadn't even thought about the people that are really draining your energy, right? It's like,
Yeah,
oh my
you may
gosh.
know.
And limit your time with that individual. You may not want to eliminate them completely, but just eliminate some of that time, or the conversations. If you can create boundaries so that you can feel better about those conversations that you have with an individual, those things can always be helpful too. And then find what helps your energy in regards to exercise. So great points. I love this. So let's talk about the challenge next week too. See how people are doing.
Yeah.
We'll get our updates from people in TV land out there, in live stream land.
I think that that's a good thing for us to do too. I'm going to do the challenge.
Yeah, for sure. We
Yeah.
will absolutely talk about it. So, well, wonderful. Let come back in just a second. Well, you know what? I'm just going to bring up and see before we leave. I want to talk about, we missed Bastille Day. Bastille Day was yesterday, but
Yeah.
today is National Give Something Away Day. That's kind of good too. That makes you feel
Yeah.
good about purging and lightening your load a little bit. And that's probably a good thing to kind of support your energy. People feel like, oh, my stuff, and just spending
Yeah.
10 minutes a day or just finding one thing. A couple of years ago, I did a challenge, a 30-day challenge where I got rid of one thing a day, but I had to double it every day.
Wait,
So
so on the last day you got rid of
not
60
necessarily, I'm
things?
sorry, not
Oh,
double it, but I had to, yeah. So if it was the first, I got rid of one thing. It was the second, I got rid of two things, three things, four things, five
okay,
things. Yep.
okay. So
So I
30 things
found
on the last day.
by the last day I had to get rid of 30 things at once. So it's like books, magazines, old nail polishes, just just anything you could possibly imagine. So, and it was really nice to have that load lifted from my closet and my surroundings. It was really nice. So,
Yeah, if we
and
think
then
about our physical body or our outside reality as a kind of a mirror or you know, similar to the inside,
uh,
that extends to environment. So
oh
sometimes
yeah.
we feel stressed out and chaotic because our environment is chaotic because we don't have a sense of calm to kind of rest in.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's amazing what 10-15 minutes, put an egg timer on or put your
Mm-hmm.
watch on, or just set something up so you have an alarm in 15 minutes or 1 hour. Don't stress
Yep.
yourself by thinking more than that. I'm going to bring Steve back on. We'll just talk about our weekend really quickly. But I love this challenge. I love how this is going, and
I
I
love
think
that
it's
give
going to
something
support a lot of
away
people.
thing. That sounds really cool.
I know. And then tomorrow is let's see, World Snake Day. So they've got the
Snake Day.
snake. Yeah, World Snake Day. So I remember my kids, they had, because they were always hiking, and my son would pick up snakes and toss them away from people when he was a lifeguard over on this hillside country club. And anyway, they used to say, what was it? It was red to yellow, kill a fellow. Red to black, venom lack. So it could either be a coral snake that's fine, or it could be a very, very poisonous snake that you're standing next to. And depending on the order of those stripes, depended on how poisonous it was. So
that's
anyway.
very intelligent. I don't know anything like that. I'm not that great when it comes to nature.
It's also National Pet Fire Safety Day.
Huh. Pet fire safety. So is that a plan to get your pet out of the house if there's danger?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? I used to make my kids do that when they were little.
Should.
If we had a fire and it was here, where would you go? And once you go through the window or once you go through the door, you have to break. I give them permission to break a window, make sure that you're safe, and throw, whatever. Just go quick.
Throw a chair.
Yeah, whatever you have to do. And we had a fire.
Did you?
Oh my God, Mary.
Yeah. Well, it was years ago, but yeah, we had a little ember trickled out of the fireplace and started a fire out on the backside of the house. And the neighbors called and said, you have a fire on the far side of our house. And we ran out and got the kids, and it was fine, actually. Got the hose, and it was out by the time the fire department got there. But planning helps. Planning helps with everything.
Yeah.
Planning helps if you have your power of attorney, your advanced healthcare directive, all those things in place help prevent and squash the crisis.
They have those little stickers that you can put on one of your windows or doors, or usually a door. If there's a window on a door, on your front door, they have those little stickers that say, "I have black cats, black dog, so many dogs." Yeah. They have those little things that you're supposed to put on the door. And then that way, if you're not there, if you're not home, and somebody goes and, the fire department's there, they know who to grab. They know to find the cat.
Exactly. How many? It's like, even with life insurance policies, people don't share that they have a life insurance policy. And most people think, oh, my dad had an insurance policy. So they look and they look and they look and they can't find anything. Or I have people who have had long-term care insurance policies. They didn't realize it. They maybe had it through their employer. And all of a sudden we find that they have long-term care insurance, but we never would have known because they didn't put a list together, or we never knew. And unfortunately we never had the opportunity to use it because we didn't know. So we have to know, keep your decision makers informed. So anyway, just a little something.
Yeah.
All right. The challenge. So energy challenge. Steve, are you up for the energy challenge? Are you gonna write that list?
Put a note for next week to check in.
Okay. I'll post my my tops, my goods and my bads on Facebook and on LinkedIn.
You might not want to put the list of the energy draining people on Facebook.
Well, exactly. I won't put the people down. I won't write the names, but maybe I'll put a character feature about them.
I see my name on your list on Facebook.
Tag them in the post.
Yeah, I'll just put your initials, Steve. Then you'll know. All right, my friends. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Stay cool. Stay hydrated.
All right.